Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into one of the most transformative chapters in American history, the United States in World War I. How did the U.S., initially reluctant to join the conflict, end up playing a pivotal role in shaping the war's outcome and the global stage for decades to come? Let's break it all down. When World War I broke out in 1914, the world was thrust into chaos. The major powers of Europe formed two opposing alliances, the Allied powers, led by Britain, France, and Russia, and the Central Powers, spearheaded by Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. The United States, however, remained firmly neutral under President Woodrow Wilson. His stance reflected the public sentiment. Most Americans saw the war as a European issue, far removed from their shores. But neutrality didn't mean isolation. The U.S. was still economically intertwined with the war. American industries were booming, supplying weapons, ammunition, and other goods to the Allied powers. Meanwhile, Germany's aggressive submarine warfare began testing the limits of that neutrality. Germany's use of unrestricted submarine warfare was a major catalyst. In 1915, the British passenger ship Lusitania was sunk by a German U-boat, killing 1,198 people, including 128 Americans. This event shocked the nation but wasn't enough to pull the U.S. into the war. Instead, Wilson demanded Germany halt such attacks, which it did, temporarily. But in 1917, Germany resumed unrestricted submarine warfare, betting they could defeat the Allies before the U.S. could fully mobilize. Around the same time, the infamous Zimmermann telegram surfaced. In this secret communication, Germany proposed a military alliance with Mexico, promising to help it reclaim lost territories in the U.S. like Texas and Arizona. When this message was intercepted and made public, it was the final straw. On April 2, 1917, President Wilson addressed Congress, asking for a declaration of war against Germany. His famous words, "The world must be made safe for democracy," resonated across the nation. By April 6, the United States was officially at war. The U.S. faced a massive challenge, transitioning from neutrality to full-scale war. The Selective Service Act was passed in May 1917, leading to the draft of nearly 2.8 million men. At the same time, industries shifted gears to produce war supplies, and propaganda campaigns encouraged citizens to buy war bonds and conserve resources. American troops, often called doughboys, began arriving in Europe in 1917. Under the leadership of General John J. Pershing, the American Expeditionary Forces, AEF, brought fresh energy to the war-weary Allies. Although the U.S. initially played a support role, by mid-1918, American forces were actively engaging in major battles, including the Second Battle of the Marne and the Meuse-Argonne Offensive. On November 11, 1918, an armistice was signed, effectively ending the war. The United States emerged as a significant global power, with its involvement tipping the scales in favor of the Allies. But the story didn't end there. President Wilson took a leading role at the Paris Peace Conference in 1919, pushing his vision for a League of Nations, an international organization aimed at preventing future wars. Although the League was established, the U.S. Senate refused to join, marking a return to isolationism. So, what was the impact of the U.S. in World War I? Beyond contributing to the Allied victory, America's involvement marked its arrival as a global power. However, the war also left a lasting legacy of unresolved issues, setting the stage for World War II just 2 decades later. And that's the story of the United States in World War I. From neutrality to decisive involvement, this chapter in history reshaped not only America but the entire world. What do you think? Was World War I the true beginning of America's role as a superpower? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into history. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.